Okay, folks, Coach Patrick here, back with another podcast video for you. In this episode, with our fall special going on, I'm going to talk about the out season as it relates to triathletes, people who do any form of multi-sport, be it the traditional swim, bike, run, be it aqua bike, be it off-road, swim, then off-road, then, I don't know, mountain climb. Whatever sport you do that involves more than one discipline, and no, I'm not talking about eating and running, then this is the one for you. Okay, so in 2020, our out-season plans are an extension of what we did in 2019. So let me take a step back real quickly and just sort of debrief you on what the out-season's goals are. So the out-season starts after you've had some rest. We test you in the first block, and our goal is to have you, by the time you exit the out-season, be at or maybe slightly ahead of your fitness where you ended last year. So it's very tempting for athletes who finish their season super strong. They come right back and they say, "Oh my God, I can bike, 3 hours in a half marathon, right? I can run an hour and a half. Like, this is nothing. Why would I ever let this go? I'll just keep going. I'm gonna keep running an hour and a half every weekend. It's October, but I'll just keep doing it all year. I'll never stop running, and it will be amazing." It's not gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a problem, right? You're gonna run yourself into a space where your body never has a chance to actually absorb that work. And while you may not perceive that cost right now, it is real, and over time it will show up. So one of the biggest mistakes that endurance athletes make is to never let go of that high-end fitness. Hold on to it super duper tight as long as they can until something breaks. The second biggest mistake people make is that they let that fitness go, but they come right back training at their previously high level. So even though I've taken 4 weeks off, my fitness has dropped, I put on a few pounds, life is good, I've been balanced, everyone's happy, and I come back and I try and run those same fast miles that I was running when I left, and boom, I do something to myself because I got greedy, because my ego was taking over really what my brain should have been telling me around being smart with my training choices. So enter the out season. The out season was created to give athletes just like you some structure over the winter to make sure that you were getting stronger, but not overdoing the work such that it was going to impact the last remaining part of your year. Okay, so it's a 14-week program. It's evolved over time. The multi-sport plan has 3 specific phases. Each of those phases is designed to prepare you for the next one and to build you incrementally over time to get you to exit the out season by doing a really strong bike test and by doing a half marathon or perhaps a 10K, I'll give you a 10K as well, as a run test. And then we use those numbers, the bike fitness number and the half marathon number, ideally, as a target and information specific to how we can handle your year. So while in the winter we may do a lot of 5K tests, that's easy to do in sort of confined situations, whether it's for weather reasons or if you're on the treadmill, we can get away with that. But once we get fit and we're ready in the spring, we can run a half marathon on the open road and get a different set of numbers, a little more accurate, and a better sense of where you're at overall with your fitness. So we work towards that. So we've got to take a step back, let some of that fitness we've built go, so we can take 2 steps forward in this out season period. And the idea is then, when we exit the out season, you're going to move back to your more traditional volume-oriented training program. And at that time, you're already starting off better than you were last year. So it took you all of last year to get as strong as you are in October. We're going to rest a little bit. And by the time you get to February, you're going to be just as strong as you were after all of last year through October. And then you've got from February until October to add more. We give you 8 more months. It's a very focused training plan. And the way that it works is essentially leveraging intensity and consistency as tools to make you fitter, but also do it in a way that's respectful of your life and making sure that we're not overdoing anything going to get you in trouble. So in the out season program, there are 3 phases. Not that you really care, but to give you a sense, 3 phases. It's 5 weeks, 5 weeks, 4 weeks, okay? First 5 is 4 weeks of work, then we rest and test. Second 5 is 4 weeks of work, and then we rest and test. And then the third 4 is 3 weeks of work, 1 week of test, just like that, okay? And our goal here, again, is to kind of build your fitness up and keep you going. So as you go through the plan, a couple nuances you should know about. First of all, every workout has 3 different levels, from level 1, which is beginner, I want to complete my race, all the way up to level 3, which is advanced. I want to try to win my race. And so pick your level accordingly. Some of you may be level 2 bikers, but level 1 runners, or level 3 runners and level 1 bikers. Whatever that may be, you can make the most of the plans and use them as you see fit. But as you start going through the training plan, there's a couple of key things that you want to think about relative to how you're going to be successful in the winter. First and foremost for me is making sure that you know exactly what it is you're trying to achieve on every single day. And that starts off by taking the out-season week and mapping it to your out-season week and making sure it all fits. Again, because you're a multi-sport athlete, you may see that you actually want to start swimming on top of what we're doing here. Do we have swim guidance? Yes. Should everyone do it? No. People who are really challenged by swimming should do some swimming just to continue their growth and evolution as an athlete. But if you're fairly satisfied with your swim, you don't need to do a ton of work in October, November, December to build up new fitness later for the swim. It's so technique oriented, we can do that later. But in the meantime, we do want to get started on that run and building run durability to make you stronger over time so that when we do have to run fast, your body can handle the workload. And you can safely do that next level training as an incremental step towards getting you ready for your big race. I hope that makes sense. So when we think about these out-season programs and we think about what they mean for our triathletes, there are two flavors of out-season triathlon plans. The first is bike focused, the second is run focused. They are what they sound like. The bike focused program has 4 rides a week after time. It adds up, it's a little slow at the start, but 4 rides a week on average. So Tuesday, Thursday quality, Saturday, Sunday longer, and some quality in there as well. In the run focused program, there's only 3 bikes, right? Sometimes there's like an optional 4th easy bike, but it's only 3 bikes in the out-season run. And there's more room for the running to happen to keep you sustainable and so on. And we make those choices of out-season based off of the race selection you've made and what your goals are, what your past information has been, your shortcomings, etc. So if you're someone who's really struggled in climbing on the hills, but you still sign up for a hilly race this next year, then really prioritizing the bike becomes a top priority to make sure that we're not going to miss anything there as we go through and get you ready. Okay. Another element that becomes really important when we think about the out-season is making sure that we have that structured time off. Inside our out-season programs, Mondays and Fridays of almost every out-season week is off. There's optional training available to you, but you do not have to do it. It's very important that you take the time to rest and recover and be mindful about your training. And while it's easy to sort of see a bunch of folks in that gym and just dive in there and start training, it's really about specificity of work and how we can make things happen for you. Now, I'll be back in a future episode to talk about equipment choices and selection and things that I want to do. But right now, I just wanted to go over, for those of you who are on team, let's do this. And you are ready to do it. You're ready to get this done. First order of business is making sure that you've got everything set up that you need to be successful from an equipment perspective, that you have the right progression set for your workouts, that you've picked the right ability levels for those workouts. You're committed to recording all of that work. And you're prepared to suffer, I guess, for those first couple of weeks, because coming back, I think, is always hard, where your brain remembers the most recent thing you did, but your body says, yeah, we're nowhere there just yet. And giving yourself time to come around as long as it takes to kind of right that ship. We've got 14 weeks. I promise you, definitely by the middle of that second phase, you will be rocking and rolling right back at it, ready to crush it and go from there. Okay? If you have questions about the out-season program, what it means to be on team, let's do this and let's get started. Let's do it. You can hit me up on Facebook, facebook.com/Endurance Nation, or any Endurance Nation website page, endurancenation.us. You can click on the red chat icon, shoot me a message. Happy to help you out. As a reminder, we have a 30-day money-back guarantee, and during our fall promotion, we are waiving the setup fee, which saves you $100. Happy to help you out. I'm really excited to get you started. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back soon with another Coach podcast video next.